Okie dokie boys and girls, it is day 41 of overcoming my ankle injury, and today I figured I have some new goals. Let's talk about how I structure my weekly training around them and how I can train multiple goals at the same time, because oftentimes this is what people are asking me, how do you structure your training and how do you train multiple things at once? And well, let's just go through a weekly schedule. Today's Friday, but I'm gonna start off with Monday, which is the most important day of the week. My goals are 10 sets of 100 push-ups, that's my main goal, and then 15 one-arm pull-ups in one set, that's my second goal. And Monday is the most important day of the week. That's when the push-up intensity day happens, the heavy push day. And on that day, I will bring myself to 95 to 100% of my limit, and I can do so through volume or longer sets, more intensity, less rest time. Whatever gets me redlining, that is what I will do on a Monday, right? And these sessions, the minimum volume I will do on them is 500 reps, and basically, right, I will do them so intensely that I will need the rest of the week to recover from them. Does that mean that this is going to be my only push-up stimulus for the entire week? Of course not, but stay tuned. Alright, so on Tuesday, we have the next workout day, which is leg day. And basically on leg day, I do some running, I do running every day, but I do some extra running perhaps if I have the energy. And I do some extra rehab exercises. I do some exercises for my hamstrings, my quadriceps, so my butt, basically, so on and so forth, right? Just a regular leg day. And then on Wednesday, I have one-arm pull-ups. Now, one-arm pull-ups, there is a reason I don't do them the day after the pull-ups, and that is just because simply my chest will be too destroyed to even hang from one arm and pull myself up. Your chest is activated when you do that. It's not gonna happen the day after one-arm pull-ups or the day after push-ups. My body will be my upper body will be destroyed completely. So I will do this on Wednesday, but even on Wednesday, even though my goal is to do a lot of one-arm pull-ups, I will not be doing a lot of reps. I am not aiming for volume at the moment. Instead, I am doing a strength building phase because, like I mentioned, my body will be heavily taxed from the push-ups, and it does have an effect on the one-arm pull-ups. So instead, what I will do is I will build a strength base. This training takes less out of my body, and so it will help me recover better while also doing something beneficial for my pull-up goal. Because once your top end, your top strength is stronger than before, it's easier to translate it into endurance, right? The reason I got a lot of newbie gains on push-up endurance and dips endurance is because I was able to do the planche, which is a heavier pushing movement. So because I was able to do the planche, the push-up and the dip felt easy, and I was quickly able to do a lot of reps on them, right? I was quickly able to build endurance. And it's kind of the same philosophy for the one-arm pull-up now, where I choose to do strength training instead. I will try to do a heavy one-arm pull-up, weighted one-arm pull-up, and then later on, once the goal is completed for the push-ups, I will move on to volume training for one-arm pull-ups. But that's going to be on Wednesday, one-arm pull-up training. And what I should mention as well, I guess I will do it for Thursday. Thursday is going to be kind of a rest day where basically I do the minimal, right? I do perhaps some rehab exercises. I do maybe a bit of light upper body work, but I will also do, right, despite it being a rest day, I will do some push-ups. And in fact, I will do light push-ups on every day except for Tuesday, and Monday, because then I'm doing heavy push-ups, right? But on Tuesday, it's complete rest for the push-ups. On all of the other days, Wednesday to Sunday, I will basically be doing some light push-ups, right? And this is just to get some more volume. It's the running philosophy where, a low amount of your training is going to be high intensity. That's my Monday. And then you build more volume, you run more distance. In my case, you do more push-ups at a low intensity to basically have your body adapt to the movement, right? Or to build the cardiovascular system in case of running, but in the case of push-ups to have your body adapt to the movement, to just have more general volume. Because if you want to get endurance, you need to do a lot of volume. That's just inevitable. But then on Friday, we have another one-arm pull-up day. This is going to be kind of the same as the one on Wednesday. And well, there's only one day in between, so you will see for these one-arm pull-up days, there's gonna be, of course, low in volume, but also, not high in intensity. I will make sure to always keep a rep in reserve so that I can recover for the next one, right? Saturday is gonna be another leg day, kind of the same as Tuesday, and then on Sunday we have another pull day. And this pull day, perhaps it will be a bit heavier than the other ones because, well, after this I have 2 days until the next pull day, which is going to be on Wednesday again. But basically 3 pull days a week where I don't really have a lot of intensity. Perhaps it's going to be about 80%. And even though I trained the one-arm pull-ups, I find that they don't really have an effect on push-up training, so it's fine to train one-arm pull-ups a bit harder on Sunday, despite having that heavy, most important day on Monday the next day, right? So that's Sunday, my one-arm pull-up day, and then the cycle just repeats. On Monday, I will be back to doing push-ups. So that's gonna be it for my training plan. I hope this gives you kind of an insight of what I'm doing and how I think about it. How does one movement affect the other? That's basically the most important thing I care about. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one.